Let me share my screen. If you don't have your calculator, you're going to need it, I think. And if you want a piece of paper to write this down, if you're the writing type, let me first go through. Make sure you're seeing. Share the right screen. I have my chat open if you have any questions. If you don't see someone in the forum, tell me, do you see the AP testing guide? Did I share my right screen? Someone put a yes if you see AP testing guide. If anyone hears me, put yes. Yes, okay. So I'm assuming more than just Nate is hearing me with this. I want to go through the resources, and this is linked to. Okay, there is a checklist, which I do want to talk about before you take the test. But if, so you're going to get an e-ticket. Okay, you'll receive your e-ticket 2 days before. So I guess on Wednesday, we're going to, which is going to give us a unique ticket for the exam you're taking. And it'll also be available on the College Board website. Okay. And it'll remind you of the date. Again, it's next Friday and it's at 2. All right, and again, we can see statistics at 2 on Friday, May 22nd. All right, and there is a June makeup. If something comes up, health reasons or something dramatic comes up, you can take this in June. Okay. Okay, so we've kind of gone over all of this. All right, I want to talk about how you're gonna how you can do these questions today that we're gonna do. So we're gonna do 2 questions. So you're gonna view it probably on your computer, on your Chromebook, okay? And you can either, one of these 3 options. So what they suggest is, so your first option is you're gonna type a response in like a Google Doc or in some kind of text editor. And so what they recommend is that you're gonna have on one side of your Chromebook, a browser open with the question, and on the other side, your Google Docs. So you'd have 2 browsers open. That's one way. And then at the end of the time period, you will copy and paste all the text that you wrote into the submission portion of the College Board website. So that's option 1. If you're inclined to do that today, if you feel most comfortable typing, be my guest. Attach a typed response. So you could do exactly the same setup as we can see here, but you're not going to copy and paste this. Maybe you like the formatting. Maybe, it just kind of looks a little better or whatever. You're going to save this, okay? Make sure your app ID and initials are at the top of your response. So put that at the top. Okay. And then you're going to save it. If you're in Google Docs, you think it's a download as PDF is probably the easiest option when you're done, right? And then you're going to go to the website and you're going to upload that PDF that you just created. All right. Your third option, and this is personally how I would do it, is, let's go to option 3. All right. So I would do this on paper and then take a picture of it and then, with my smartphone and then upload it. All right. So I'd be uploading a picture. So I probably personally would do that. But we're going to go through all, I'm going to have, so do whatever way you'd like to today. Does that make sense? And there's going to be a submission that you'll submit one of those 3 ways. So yeah, I hope you're in a quiet space or in a space where you can work. All right. Let me, oh, that's not right. Not wrong class, right class. Okay. So the exams are here. I'm just thinking how best to do this. Let's even simulate this for real. That I'm gonna. You don't click on this link. Maybe I shouldn't even had this link here. You're going to either keep this on your screen and I will have a timer on the screen as well. And do it on a piece of paper, or you're going to split screen it. So, and I don't know, I think you can see my screen here. What I would do, so if you want to type it out, I'm going to go to Google Docs. So go to more. I want a new, what's going on here? Come on, a little slow, Google Doc. So I have a new Google Doc opened that I will open. Oops. Oh boy. And I'm going to make it so that it fit both my windows. That makes sense. So I'm going to have this one. Be over here. And my window that's going to have the whole test problem. And then my other one be here. So I will give you a minute to either get paper and a pencil to write on and your calculator, or set up your screen so you see my screen here, you know, and your Google Doc. So I'll give you a second to set that up, just like I have done it, or you have your whole Chromebook with the whole test that I'm going to show. I'm going to take off the link for temporarily. Does that make sense? So I'm going to give everyone a minute to get themselves situated. If anyone doesn't understand what I'm trying to say, please. Yes. So you're going to be looking at my screen while taking the practice exam. My screen will just have the exam on it. Good question. If anyone else has a question, please email put in the chat, not email, sorry, put in the chat to me or to the whole group. While everyone's getting set up, I just want to talk about, so this link, which I will have on later, will have, it also has a link for helpful documents, which has the formula sheets and tables, which again, you know, you can use in the AP. If you have a printer, I would print this out ahead of time. If not, have it open, you know, on the test day in another browser window. And then there's a student exam checklist, which is also nice. Just kind of just some things you should go through. Right. If anyone needs more time, please text me. Otherwise, I'm going to start the test in 30 seconds. So again, you should have either two windows open at which you're going to copy and paste. And you have 25 minutes for the test and then 5 minutes submission, which is more than enough time. Okay, or at least the submission portion. So I will give you 25 minutes. After that, I will direct you to the submission website, and then you will submit. And you'll have 5 minutes, and then at 30, I will turn off the submission website. Okay, all right. I'm making this full screen again, and here's our first question. Hope you can see it all. I think that works. And you have 25 minutes. I'll put a little timer in the upper right corner. Oh no, sorry. Oh, shoot. You guys haven't heard what I've been saying. I'm sorry. Go to our website. Sorry, I was on mute. I will, I'll restart the timer. Go to our website and it says submit question 1 here. Click on that and it should take you to a Google form where you put your name and either put your answer in here, here, or here. If you have any questions, please put it in the forum chat. I had a question about the submission link. Again, go to our website, myonlinegrades.com. For the reviews today, you'll see that shows on the screen, submit question 1 here. If it doesn't, maybe you have to hit refresh, but it should say that. Click on that and it'll take you to this submission page. All right, you have 10 seconds left. I hope you're pretty much done submitting it. I will go over your answers while you're doing the next section and try to get some comments back to you. Yeah, we're going to do that again for question 2. But first, just while it's still fresh in your mind, I'm just going to quickly talk about this first one. So is this an observational study or experiment? It's an experiment, right? They randomly assigned people to want to be one of the two advertisements. There was a treatment, it's an experiment. You could say one is more effective because a higher percentage of people actually made purchases. 22% of people who saw it made a purchase. You could say that advertising 2 is more effective because you have, and I should have said 22% compared to 60% made a purchase on advertisement 1. For advertisement 2, we could say it's more effective because 36% clicked on the ad, as opposed to only 30% in advertisement 1. In C, are they independent? So, and this is on the formula sheet about independence. I probably should pull that up lightning quick. But the idea of independence, right, is that the probability of A given B is the same thing as the probability of A. So knowing B does not influence it. So if we don't know anything, the chance they made a purchase was 38%, 38 out of 200, which is 19%. So if we don't know anything, the chance they made a purchase was 19%. If I told you they saw advertisement 1, the chance they made a purchase is 22%. So the odds have changed, so they're not independent. All right, one of the conditions. Well, this is the condition. I know we haven't talked about pooling, and that's just bringing the two percentages together. You can do that to check the conditions, and you should recognize this as the condition for normality. So we need to have at least 10 yeses and at least 10 nos in order that the distribution will look normally distributed. Okay, so that's why it is necessary for that condition. In E, a p-value of 0.2795. So there's about a 28% chance. So interpret what this means in the context of the study. There's about a 28% chance that we would get a difference in the proportion who click and make a purchase. We would have seen a difference that we saw, or even one more extreme, if there really is no difference between these two advertisements. So I'll say that again. So there's a 28% chance we would have seen the difference that we saw between the two advertisements and the people that made purchases. Or one more extreme, if there really is no difference between the advertisements. So if our null is true, that's the chance we would have got a result like we did, or larger. And so based on that p-value, what conclusion should they make? Well, the p-value is really large. So we say because their p-value is really large, it's larger than 0.05, we have no evidence to say there's a difference in how effective either of the advertisements are. So that's what they're looking for, question 1. Any questions about that? Anyone? I know I did that lightning quick. I'll try to go through your responses and just send you something really quick right now. Does anyone have any questions in the chat about that before we do the next one? And again, it's only about 15 minutes, so we will be running a minute or two late, but that's just the way it is. If you have to leave, of course leave. All right. Let's go on to the next one. And you have 15 minutes. You may begin. Okay, you have 5 minutes to submit. Please go to the website and you'll see question 2 submissions, and you have 5 minutes. Please submit now. Um, so I think most people have submitted at this point. Nice job, everybody. So that's what it's going to feel like time-wise, very short, right? Let's just go over these answers while they're fresh in your mind. I'll look over what you just submitted. Look like you did a good job submitting. One person submitted a link to the Google Doc. That does not work. You can't do that. You need to go to download. If you did it as a Google Doc, people did a nice job. It's going to be just like that. All right. Looking at this. All right. So diameter less than 5.5. So this is a norm CDF problem, right? So they gave a good one of this. So norm CDF, and you just put the numbers into your calculator. I don't know what. Oh, I guess it's 1 standard deviation away, isn't it? So it's roughly, what is that? From the probability it would have diameter less than that, so it's about 16%, I believe. Because 1 standard deviation is, the middle is 68%, so it's going to be 16 on either side, I think. But I didn't do the problem out. All right, in B, describe the distribution. Well, the key thing we should see is that it's bimodal, right? We have two groupings. So you can say bimodal, or you can say there's 2 groups of data, but bimodal with a peak around, with a group centered around 5, 5.5, another group centered around 9. That's the key things. But we should also say, it's probably, it probably has an average of around, 6.5, 7, right? It's spread from around, what is that, 3.75 and 10.25. So the spread is that for a range of around 7. We talked about the shape, bimodal. We talked about the spread, and we talked about the center. Okay, but definitely mention the 2 clumps of data. That's important. Okay, and I should say in context. So I should have said of tree diameter was there was two bimodal. 2 groupings of tree diameters. One in the that centered around 5.5. The other one centered around 9. Okay. The point estimate. Well, they gave us a confidence interval. We didn't have to create it, but we know that the point estimate is our best guess. If we had to guess one number, it's always the middle of our confidence interval. So if we add those up and divide by 2, I think we get 6.3. So our point estimate is 6.3 inches, and that means our margin of error is about 0.7 inches on either side. Okay. Based on that confidence interval, do we have convincing evidence? Yeah, we do have convincing evidence that it's different than 8 inches, because 8 inches is not in there. We have evidence that trees are smaller than they used to be, right? So we do have evidence, yeah. All right. And aspen trees tend to be smaller in the highlands than tend to be smaller in the highlands of the park. As compared to the lowlands, right? The park, the ranger is concerned that 24 out of the 30 came from the highlands, meaning that they just by chance may have gotten some smaller trees. So what can we do to address this concern? Well, we want to do a different kind of sampling method, and the answer they're looking for is a stratified. I guess, yeah, you should say stratified. So the idea is you're going to split up the forest into highland and lowland regions and randomly get 15 trees in the highland region and 15 in the lowland. In that way, you're guaranteed to get a good representative mix of highland and lowland trees, larger and smaller trees. That's what they're looking for. I will look over your answers. Let me explain what would be good practice. I like this. I don't know if you want to do another. I don't know if it takes too much out of you. But there is another practice test. Someone in the forum, is this worthwhile doing together next week? Would you like to do this next week? Or do you want to do it on your own? So, right, we have one more Wednesday to meet. Either you do this on your own, okay? I hope it just won't wear you out too much, because you'll do this on Wednesday, and then on Friday you'll take the real thing. So, all right, let's plan on that. If anyone wants to do it ahead of time, you can. It's linked on our website. So if you go to our website, you will see exams here. You will see them. I'm planning on doing that next week, but if you want to get a jump on it and not want to do it next week, that's fine. Also, on the homework section, so probably what I would do here is another practice question. They threw another question out at you that is very, that they gave for this year. This is a 2020 question. So I think this would be a good use of your time. Pretty sure it's not the same as this. I think they gave it a different one. Just verify that real quick. Question 2. So yeah, we will meet one last time next Wednesday. Yeah, it's a different, well, sorry. sample. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you can do this one. That question is wherever it went on the practice question. That would be worth your while. You can send me your results. Besides that, have a good week, and let's call it a day. All right. Talk to you guys later.